Hello Cellos, welcome to the Hokey Cokey video. In case you're wondering, it's called Hokey Cokey because the book is English. So in England they call that song the Hokey Cokey, whereas in Australia, and I think America as well, we call it the Hokey Pokey. So that's an interesting bit of trivia for you, in case you were curious. Alright, so this is again all on the D string, just like we were for Grand Old Duke of York, and a lot of the pieces you'll be learning in the next couple of weeks or month will also be all on the D string, and then we'll start to have some more A string notes and then G string, so we'll be adding. But for this piece, all on the D string, second string from the top. This one, we should be getting a little more confident with where our fingers go now, but just to do a quick refresher, we've got open D, first finger, first tape, being the closest tape to your pegs, is E. That note sits in the middle space on your music. Then next, second line from the top is F sharp, so 3 fingers. We don't use second finger on its own yet. Third finger on the next tape, 2 just kind of sits in between as a support finger, F sharp. And then our pinky, which we need to spread, don't let it smush with your third finger. We really need to reach for that final tape, or if you've got that one, that's a different one. Your third tape. G, which is the top space in your music. So we've got D, play that one with me, E, first finger down, F sharp, and G, not to be confused with open G. Your high fourth finger G on the D string is in the top space of your music, whereas your open G string is the bottom line. You can play the letter names in many different ways. We've got this G, and later on in high E position, all 4 fingers down will be a really high G. So it's important to work out exactly what line or space means what string and finger. It does get a bit confusing, don't worry, we've got plenty of time. Okay, so what note do we start on for Hokey Cokey? It is a G, 4 fingers. And if you have a look at your music, you might notice there are a lot of those Gs, and most of the piece, in fact, is just that note. And we're playing a simplified version of the melody of the you put your left foot in, you're just going to go left foot in like this. Have a go. Let's do that again together this time. A 1, 2, 3, 4, left foot in. Guess what comes next? Left foot out. Same thing again, and you can see that second bar is just like a copy-pasted version of the first bar. Third bar, any guesses? Very similar. Left foot in and. So we've got 4 in that third bar. So that whole first part then should sound like this. Feel free to try it with me. I will count in from the start to find that G. I like to climb up to it so all my fingers are on the correct spots, and I know that because I've checked. All right, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Za, za. Do you know what we do next? Have a look at your music. We've started off in that top space. Can you see that the note in the next bar, bar 4, goes down 1, so it's now on the line and not in that space? If we're going down 1 from a space to a line, that means we are subtracting 1 finger. We're going backwards 1 note, so we just do this. Da, F sharp. All right, and that's just the same rhythm, ta, ta, ta. Then we stay there for a while. And the very last line is the hardest part of the song, and we are going to climb all the way up our D string with 2 Ds to start off with. D, D, E, F sharp, G. We finish where we start. You might notice a lot of the pieces we play, we finish where we start. That's a very common convention, fancy word, in music, where you will start and end, kind of like if you had a bookshelf and you had bookends. They're often the same thing at the start and the end and all the books in between. Or a sandwich, bread, whatever you want in the middle, Nutella, bread. A lot of music does that as well because we as humans love patterns. So I'm always looking for patterns in my music, and I think if you had a look in your songs you know so far, you might see, or you might already have noticed a lot of patterns there as well. Alrighty, so we've got G, a lot of Gs. If you get that perfect, it should ring. You might not be able to hear that from my computer microphone, but my whole cello resonates when it's perfect and it keeps going for a while. If it's not quite right, that won't happen. A lot of Gs and a lot of F sharps, they won't ring, but they should be right close to your fourth finger G. Let's practice the really tricky bit at the end now together, really slowly. Just to show you one more time. D, D, first finger E, first tape. Third finger F sharp, next tape. And then G, pinky, next tape. Let's try that together really slowly, that last 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, D, E, F sharp, G. I'm assuming that was amazing, and if not, don't worry, that's what practice is for. Now, one other thing with this song you might have noticed, I am doing a retake in every rest so that I'm always starting. I really like to start every bar, if I can, on a down bow. That's also a very common convention in playing a bowed string instrument. We like to start with our hand here and not like this, because our hand is very far away here. There's less control. We do need this sometimes, but when we can, we like to be where our control is, which is our hand. So, for example, the first 2 bars, I start with my down bow, which is out. Because I've ended on a down bow, I'm just going to go back to the start, and then I start in the same place again. This bar has 4 notes in it. Because it's an even number, I won't need to do a retake. Down, up, it's already a down. Odd number, retake. Retake. And that last 2 bars. This is another one you might want to try plucking. Put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey cokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about. And then in the backing track you have the chorus, which we might sing in class at some point. Oh, the hokey cokey, or pokey if you want, that's fine. Oh, the hokey cokey. Oh, the hokey cokey. And then it's not written down, but we do like to do that ending bit again just to get really good at it. That's what it's all about. So Mrs. Patterson might ask you to do that. You'll have a sing and a dance, and then you'll get ready and you'll play that last line again. So this song is based around the note G. That's why there are so many of them. If you really wanted to be fancy, you could, every time you have a G, on purpose, get 2 of them. Open G and fourth finger G. Takes a bit more concentration because you need to get 2 strings at once, but that is an option you could try. If you have any questions, finding it really difficult, don't understand what I'm saying, feel free to email me. You can ask me in the help desk hour thingy. Otherwise, have a go. It's no harder than Grand Old Duke of York. In fact, you could say it's a bit easier in some ways. And have fun.